Hey folks, Tim here from Rockout Videography again. Today we're going to be reviewing the Neewer RGB176-A1 video light. Is this small light bright enough? Is it actually useful? Well, I've been using mine now for about 11 months on a pretty much weekly basis. We're going to talk about the light's features and my experiences with this light so far. Stick around, it's the Neewer RGB176-A1 light review. I bought this light as a background color light for making my videos here in the studio. I was tired of having to find a place to plug in my red floodlight every time I changed my filming spot, and I wanted something battery powered for convenience. Unfortunately, the first light I bought wasn't bright enough. I found this light on Amazon last October for about $70. It's priced a little lower today at the date of recording. Although I bought it just as a background light, I've actually ended up using it in a variety of situations. The light came in this printed cardboard box and included a decent 5-foot USB-C charging cable, a cold shoe, 1/4 by 20 adapter, a diffuser, and a rather lengthy user's manual and instructions for using the app that are both too small for me to read even with my glasses on. All of this was packed into a foam insert in the box. The diffuser is easy to install and change out. I mostly use it without the diffuser and just have the clear panel installed since I'm usually using it in RGB mode most of the time. Let's look at the other features and controls of this light, but first, if you wouldn't mind, please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. It really helps our channel grow and gets our videos seen by more people. If you like nerdy t-shirts, we have a bunch of original music, sci-fi, and fantasy themed stuff I designed available for you to geek out on in our merch store. Thanks. There is a 1/4 inch by 20 female threaded hole on the bottom so you can mount it on a tripod or stand. The included adapter will allow you to mount it to a cold shoe mount like the ones found on the top of many cameras. I don't really like this adapter because the way it's designed, you have to set it up just right and then turn the whole thing to tighten it down. It works and it's a really handy thing to have, but it's not super quick or easy to use. The controls on the back let you access the different modes and illumination levels. In CCT mode, this light ranges in color temperature from 2500K to 10,000K. I haven't been using the phone app until recently, but have found it much easier to use than the manual controls on the light. This is definitely a much faster way to get to the exact color or effect that you want. There is, of course, the full range of colors in RGB mode, and there are multiple effects that you can access as well. Some might be useful for a party or concert-like environment. For filmmaking, there are effects like lightning, welding, and fireworks that might also be useful on set for enhancing practical or digital effects. There's also this red and blue police light effect that you can use to get pulled over and arrested by running it on your dashboard while you're driving around. Yeah, please don't do that. I have mostly been using this light on one of our telescoping tripod selfie stands because they're so small and easy to move around. You can also just set it down on any flat surface like a table. And of course, there is the cold shoe mount on our cameras that it can be attached to with the supplied adapter. So the big question on your mind is probably how much light does this unit put out? It's rated at 10 watts. I tested it with 3 different cameras since they all handle light levels differently. You can see the differences here in CCT mode, so hopefully this test helps you to see what it might look like with your camera. I also ran it here in one of the effects modes so you can see how different cameras react to it in different colors. This one light has enough power to sufficiently illuminate one side of our small 16-foot by 29-foot studio from about 16 feet from the wall in CCT mode. It also provides plenty of light in RGB mode, but seems to be just a little bit dimmer. As I said before, I bought this as a color background light and used it for that in a bunch of videos over the last year, but I've also used it when filming stuff out in the workshop. I recently bought a pair of 120 volt RGB lights for color background, so now I use it as a filler key light a lot of the time, or just for extra color in my shots. So what is this light good for? Well, the biggest feature for me is that it runs on battery power. How long does it take to charge, and how long does it run on a charge? Since I didn't have time to sit in front of the light and stare at it until it was done charging or ran out of power, these tests are approximations and were done by checking on it frequently while running the tests. See, you're tired of staring at it already. Charge time was right around 2.5 hours. It ran for approximately 2 hours and 15 minutes in CCT mode at full power. I also tested it in RGB mode at full power and got approximately 2 hours and 9 minutes out of it before it ran out of charge. I would say that if you plan to use it for 2 hours or less, you should be fine. I haven't had any luck trying to run it on the charging cable when the battery is dead, so you're going to need to charge it up before you use it again after it runs out of power. This light has become one of my most used go-to pieces of gear. Having battery-powered lights is very convenient. Being able to pick this light up and move it around the room without power cords as I work is a great feature. It would be a great asset when filming outdoors in low light level situations. Anyone out there that is busking at night would also find this light very useful. With a few more of them, you could have a combo of white and colored RGB lights to enhance your performance. I've also used this light to provide a little more light to work in while setting up audio and video gear at a gig. This is also really handy to have around during power outages if you keep it charged all the time. I would say that if you're looking for a decent on-camera light that won't break the bank and can do RGB stuff, this is a good choice. I've had mine for almost a year now and would actually like to get more of them. It's affordable, portable, easy to charge, and puts out plenty of light. The only real negatives are the cold shoe adapter and having to charge it for a couple of hours before you can use it again when the batteries go dead. Those are both issues that I can live with. Let us know in the comments if you have any experience with this light or others like it. Do you think there are better options for a battery-powered RGB light? If so, what are they? I need to thank everyone who's been watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. We recently passed the 1,000 subscriber mark, and it's all because of the support of great people like you. Until next time, have a great day.